Good morning everybody and welcome to Redeemer Kids Online again. We hope you've had a fantastic week and you haven't got too wet from all this rain. So, who was here last week? Can I hear any screamy voices? Well, if you were here last week, I wonder if you can remember what we learnt about. Tom, can you help us out?
We learned all about welcoming and helping one another. If we are feeling hungry, feed somebody. If you're feeling cold, give somebody some clothing to wear. Or welcome them to your home, which I appreciate is tricky during this time because there's lots of COVID flying around.
So this week, children, we're going to be learning all about serving and serving others. And we're going to be hearing from another story in the Bible. However, before we start doing that, we want to just let you all know about in the next couple of weeks' time, on Sunday the 29th of November, we will be doing a worship morning.
Very exciting.
Which is really exciting. We're going to have some fantastic music from Hayley Britton and Abby and Beth. And we would love for you guys to be involved. So grab mum and dad and get them to write this email address down. So Tom?
media@redeemer.co.uk.
So if you'd like to be part of that morning and maybe see yourself on the screen, ask mum and dad or whoever's adults around you to film you worshipping, and maybe you'll see yourselves on the screen.
That's right, very exciting. So that's going to be Sunday the 29th of November, but we'll need your films in before then. So if they can be sent to that email address, I would say before the 25th.
So let's kick off with some wiggle time. So everyone jump up, get moving and a grooving, ready for this week's wiggle time.
Hi guys, welcome to today's game. Quickly jump on up. Now before we start the game, look around on the floor and make sure there's no toys or things that might get in the way, such as Lego and other various toys, as they might hurt if you accidentally tread on them. Brilliant. Now the floor's looking a bit tidier. We've got 5 animals today, guys, and each animal has a different action. So let's look at the actions. We've got a frog. So this is nice deep jumps, guys, like a good frog. And then we've got a crocodile. Big jaws like this. Third animal's a monkey. We act like a monkey. Fourth animal, guys, we've got a flamingo. I want you to balance on one leg. Just move your arms like as if they're wings. And the fifth and final animal is a little chick. So you just walk around in a little circle like a little chick. Now today, guys, we've got Abby to call out the various animals. So you've got to listen in and perform the actions accordingly. So let's begin.
Monkey.
Oh, monkey.
Crocodile.
Oh,
Chick.
oh, chick.
Flamingo.
Oh, one leg, remember, guys. How well can you balance?
Frog.
Oh, nice deep jumps, guys. Really high.
Chick.
Oh,
Flamingo.
oh, oh yeah.
Crocodile. Monkey.
Oh, I enjoy the monkey one.
Flamingo.
Oh, oh,
Frog. Chick.
oh,
Flamingo.
oh,
Crocodile.
oh,
Monkey. Crocodile.
oh,
Flamingo.
oh,
Frog.
oh.
Flamingo.
I'm going to go the other leg. Oh,
Chick.
oh. Tweet, 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 tweet.
Chick.
Oh, I'll keep going.
Monkey.
Oh. So guys, I hope you thoroughly enjoyed the game today.
Well kids, we hope you enjoyed that wiggle time. Blast from the past there. So guys, as Abby's already said, we're learning about serving. So, I hope you're sitting all comfortably and ready for today's story.
Good morning, my name is Alan. Today's story is from the New Testament of John chapter 13 verses 1 to 17. To help you understand the story, you need to know that when Jesus travelled with his disciples, they did not wear shoes and socks like we do today. They wore sandals. As they walked all day, their feet got very dusty and dirty. So when a person arrived at someone's home, they had a servant to wash the feet of the guests. It wasn't a nice job, and only the lowest of the servants did it. Jesus and his disciples were getting ready for the Passover festival. Jesus knew that it was almost time for him to leave his home on earth and go back to heaven. While they were eating dinner, Jesus had lots of things on his mind. He knew that God had a plan and had everything under control. After dinner, he got up, got a bucket of water and started to wash the disciples' feet. He came to Simon Peter, who said to him, "Lord, are you going to wash my feet?" Jesus replied, "You do not realize now what I am doing, but later you will understand." "No," said Peter, "you shall never wash my feet." Jesus answered, "Unless I wash you, you have no part with me." "Then Lord," said Peter replied, "not just my feet, but my hands and my head as well." You see, usually only servants wash people's feet, and Jesus was a king. A king shouldn't be washing other people's feet, but Jesus did this to teach his friends a lesson. You should help people. Everyone should be a servant and help people around them. When he had washed the feet of all his disciples around the table, he said to them, "Do you understand what I have done for you? You call me teacher and Lord, and that is for you to do because that is what I am. Now that I, your Lord and teacher, have washed your feet, you also should wash one another's feet. I have set you an example that you should do as I have done for you. Very truly I tell you, no servant is greater than his master, nor is a messenger greater than the one who sent him. Now that you know these things, you will be blessed if you do them." Jesus was the very greatest person to ever live. He wasn't too good to wash others' feet. Jesus hasn't come to be served, but to serve. Now, we don't often wash people's feet, but what are some other ways that you can help people in your life? That's the end of the story today. See you next time.
That was a really great story, all about Jesus washing the disciples' feet. Now, I don't know about you or your brothers and sisters or mummies and daddies, but I know that somebody I live with has got very smelly feet. And I can't imagine the smell that Jesus must have got when he washed all of his friends, all these men's feet that he had to get down and wash. Pooey. So, what's the point of that story, Tom?
Well, as we've just heard, guys, Jesus, who was the disciples' teacher and he was the Lord, he is God's Son, it's Jesus. He reduced himself and he saw it adequate that he would serve the disciples and he would wash their feet, as smelly as they might be and as grotty a job as that might be.
Because don't forget, in those days, a lot of them didn't have shoes, so they were just walking around bare feet.
Or in sandals.
And it would have been really dusty and sandy, so their feet would have been covered in dirt and sand.
It's true, and dare I say, they probably didn't have daily showers or baths. But guys, as I said, this is about serving, and it's Jesus setting an example. Even though he is God's Son, and he's awesome in power and grace, he shows humility and he serves, and he pours out his love through serving one another and serving his disciples in this way. And it's that example that we can learn from, and we can serve others, no matter if it's potentially a grotty job or even if it's a nice job. It's so important to serve others and be happy to do so as well.
So to help us remember that, this week we've got a fantastic craft with Catherine. So let's take a look at what it is this week.
All you need for this week's craft is a piece of big paper, a tray or a tub, and some red paint. Squeeze a nice generous amount of paint into the tray. And here's the messy part. Get your stinky little feet and squelch and squidge and cover a lot of them in your paint. Now we're going to make a lovely heart shape out of our feet. Let's see if this works. I'm going to stand up to make it extra squelchy. Hooray! And here we've used our feet, just as Jesus showed his disciples his love for them by serving them and washing their feet to create a lovely heart shape with our big stinky toes, and written serving one another with love in the middle to remind us of what Jesus did to show his love for us. Now, don't forget to show love to your parents by cleaning up all the red paint afterwards.
Wow, we hope you really enjoy making that craft this week, everybody. So, just to recap, going back over the story of Jesus washing the disciples' feet. So what does that mean for us, for you and for us and for everybody else from reading that story? Well, children, it means we can think of ways of serving other people. So that might mean that we help at home with the washing up and the drying up. Or it might mean that we get up early and make our bed before we go to school so that Mummy and Daddy don't have to do that. Or it might be that what else might it be, Tom?
Well, you might lay the table before dinner time, or you might, if you're slightly older, maybe hoover or clean a room around the house. Potentially just putting your toys away. I'm sure that can really be a blessing to your parents. Or how about last week, how we learnt about making some yummy cupcakes? I reckon if you made some yummy cupcakes, that would go down a treat in your home.
So to help us understand today's story, we've got a memory verse for us to remember from Philippians 2 verse 4, which says, "Do not only look at your own needs, but remember the needs of others." So it's not just thinking about yourself and being selfish and thinking all about you, but it's remembering what Jesus did for his disciples in washing their feet, the dirtiest job ever, and thinking, what can we do to serve our families or our friends?
Well, kids, it's now time for a worship. And this week, it's going to be with Beth. So, take it away, Beth.
There's no one like Jesus. There's no one like Jesus. There's no one like Jesus. There's no one like him. I walk here and there. I search here and there. I turn around here and there. There's no one like him. There's no one like Jesus. There's no one like Jesus. There's no one like Jesus. There's no one like him. I walk here and there. I search here and there. I turn around here and there. There's no one like him. There's no one like him.
Thanks, Beth. That was a fantastic worship time as always. So, kids, we've heard all about serving one another, and Abby reminded us of this week's memory verse, which was from Philippians, which said to not look at our own needs, but to remember the needs of those around us, which is so important because we're taught to not be selfish, but to help others. So, kids, we hope you have an awesome week ahead. You don't get too wet with all this rain we're having currently. wrap up warm, and don't forget, for the 29th, where we're having our worship morning. So parents, please take a quick little video of you as a family worshipping and praising, and we'll put it all together for a fantastic morning of worship together. Until then, take care kids.
Bye-bye.
Bye.